There we go. I think I've hopefully cancelled the other page that made funny noises last week. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Body Percussion 15 Minutes. So this morning, we are going to be thinking about a different pulse. A lot of the, often, I don't know if any of you have heard of common time. Common time is 4/4. When you've got your time signature, a piece of beginning of a piece of music that's got the 4 on the top and the 4 on the bottom. And that means you've got 4 beats in a bar. And it's called common time. Sometimes you can just have a C at the start of a piece of music, which is short for common time. And that's literally what it means, 4/4. It's just kind of like shorthand. So a lot of the music and a lot that we do is in 4. But of course, we do also have music in other beats and time signatures. And today we are going to do 3/4. Which is perhaps, well, it's not less done, it's very popular as well, but it's a very, very different kind of feel because, of course, it's got that natural 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in balance, whereas the 4/4 is, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got that natural kind of order and that natural kind of balance to it. So it's just tipping that feeling a little bit. And when we're doing rhythms, when we're doing music, we have always got to feel all the beats, whatever the beats are, in ourselves, which is what this body percussion is, of course, all about. So let's just do some call and answer. So we're going to have, excuse me, the feel of the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll talk more about what I'm doing with my hands in a minute. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to give you 2 sets of 3s to clap back to me. Okay, so I'm going to go a 1, 2, 3, off I go. A 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and again. Coffee, tea, coffee, tea, tea. Coffee, tea, tea. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And ta-ta-ta-ta. Okay, so that gets us started a little bit with that feeling of 3. What we'll do now is make that a little bit harder, and I'm only going to do 1 bar of 3 beats. I'll take the pulse a little bit slower so that it's just got a little more time to process it, because that was actually quite fast the first thing, wasn't it? So I'll do it a little bit slower, but I'm only going to give you 1 3-beat rhythm, and you've got to instantly clap it back, because often what we find when we're starting doing 3 beats for the first time is we want to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But of course, that little gap, that thinking gap in between is, of course, beat 4, isn't it? It's a rest, it's a shush, but it's still existing. So this is me, this is you. I'm going to help you along to start with. So I'll do it slightly slower. When I'm tapping this side, I'm giving you the rhythm. When I'm doing it this side, you're joining in with me, and then I will drop out this side, so you're doing it by yourself. All right, I think we've got a plan. Good, okay. 1, 2, 3, off we go. One, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, keep that. 1, 2, 3. All right, so as you might be able to feel, there's less rhythms we can perhaps do with only 3 beats. So now we're going to do that once more, going back into the 2 sets of 3, which of course, obviously 6. So I will do that again to start with. I'll be here, and then I'll be there. And then, of course, I will take out the bit that joining in with you, just like we did just then. So are you ready? 1, 2, 3, off I go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now, 1, 2, 3, 1. And you. And me. You. And again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm on your own. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2. Got a bit harder again, didn't it? Okay, good. Well done. So I'm going to teach you 3 basic rhythms to fit with a waltz. So there's 2 different things you can do with one of the most standard 3/4 rhythms you can hear. We're used to perhaps is the pa. Yeah, so we're quite used to that. There's the most famous song is the pa song, but there's loads of different pas. What I'm going to ask you to do is conduct. Basically, to conduct in 3/4, you have draw a triangle, but it's a right angle triangle. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and that's it. That's all we do. But this, importantly, is beat 1. And you may have heard music tutors talking about downbeats and upbeats. And I think the 3/4 conducting is just a really helpful way to see that really clearly. Down and up, down and up. So the downbeat is beat 1 of each repetitive bar. And the upbeat is the last beat. Doesn't matter how many beats you've got in a bar. It's the last one. But of course, in 3/4, it's beat 3, isn't it, obviously? So we see that, and it's literally a triangle. So here's a little bit of umpa, just to start our conducting. Are you ready? From Oliver, if you know this song. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. And that's a basic feel of bow, 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 which of course gives you your set of 3. So we're actually going to learn a rhythm to a waltz, which still has that very pa feel about it. So there's only 3 rhythms you're going to learn. And the first one is very simple. It's literally that pa. But we're going to do it in 2 different ways. As the music gets thicker, as more instruments join in, we're going to use our feet. We're going to start off with clap, shoulder, pa, pa. Can we join in with that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do that for a little while with the song. A waltz, what I said about a waltz, is a dance, isn't it? It's many of you may have seen or heard of people doing waltzes, which is a dance in 3/4. And that's basically what it is. So we are doing this to a waltz. So here's our 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then when the music, you'll hear it, but obviously follow me because I'll do it with you, obviously. We're going to change that to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and alternate feet. You can't see my feet because the screen doesn't go that far, but I hope you can hear them. Give a good stamp. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And of course, the 1 is the downbeat, and the 2, 3 is the pa. So that's our first set of rhythms, of our first set of clapping. That's rhythm 1. So it's just our pa. So should we put that to the beginning of the song, and we'll just practice that, literally outlining the 3. We hear the little beat to start with. We can get it in our heads when it starts. Can you hear it? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Quiet, put it there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to go to the bigger one. Okay, so that's tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea. So that's how it fits in. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea. So I'm sure you all got that first umpa. We've got lots of practice with that with this little tune. So we'll do that again. But let's have a listen to that tea, coffee, coffee. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea, tea. because we've got a little offbeat at the end. We've got a little click on our last upbeat. I'll say that to you. See if you can say it with me. Off we go. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea, tea. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea, tea. 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, stop. So it happens 3 times, that little rhythm. Each time it comes, it happens 3 times, and the last one is a stop. Should we do that again? Just saying it, and then we'll put it to our clapping and actions. And 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea, tea. 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea, tea. 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, stop. All right, so let's try putting that clapping. And with our coffee, coffee, as before, takey turny, tea, takey turny, tea, takey turny. And on the upbeat, the last upbeat, tea, tea. Yeah, that upbeat we're thinking about that leads into the next beat of beat 1. We're going to do a click. Yeah, so we'll do it a couple of times so you get the feel nice and slow. And 1, 2, 3, off we go. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea. Click. 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea. Click. 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, stop. Voila. That is your second rhythm. There is a third rhythm, which we may or may not have time to do today, in which case we'll do it next week. Put it all together. So should we try that? So we've got 3 movements. Excuse me. We've got 3 movements fitting in with our 3/4 time, but the first 2 movements fit the same part, and then we've got our tea, coffee, coffee. So I'll just go over them. The first one is clap shoulder, clap shoulder, clap shoulder. Pa, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then when the music gets a little bit richer, we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're really feeling it, yeah? Our bodies want to sway to a waltz. We can do all this. It's very much a sort of swaying motion, isn't it? The 3/4 time, I think. So that's our first one. Now we only do that one for 8 times, actually. 4s and 8s do always come into music somewhere, even if they're not in the beats. And then we go tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea. Click. 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, tea. Click. 1, 2, 3. Tea, coffee, coffee, tea, coffee, coffee, stop. All right, so that's the pattern. So should we try that? The track. This is a waltz by a Russian composer called Shostakovich from one of his jazz suites. One of my favourites. So it happens twice, that little pattern that we've done. Theme 1, the rhythm 1, and then the tea, coffee, coffee, all of that happens twice. Yeah, so we'll go back to the beginning once we've done it once. Let's give it a go. We've got a little introduction, as we did before, to give us the pulse so we can hear. So to start with music, when we're trying to fit in, we've always got to listen, haven't we? You know all about that. We've talked about that, and I'm sure your other tutors have too. So that's what we're going to do to start with, and then join in after 4 bars of listening. Now the bigger one with your stamp. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. And stop. And off we go again. Okay, 8 more. Ready to pick on the stamp? Ready for tea, coffee? Tea. pattern, which we will do a bit of next week, add our third rhythm and then put the whole waltz together. So thank you very much for listening and taking part. Have a lovely day while the sun's out. Let's hope it stays, and see you next week.